Worst case, we die. That was our mission briefing. Well, part of our briefing anyways. Sure, there was the actual briefing part, but that's the only thing anyone actually remembered about this one. I guess you'll need some context for this story, seeing as they don't teach human history in your schools anymore. It was a long time ago. Back sometime in the 21st century, aliens invaded Earth, and it took only half a year for them to fully conquer it. Us humans weren't all executed, but we were treated as disposable, things that only existed to work for them. And so our resistance was born. We spent a couple years in hiding, planning our counterattacks. We knew that we couldn't fight head-on. We had to make our planet completely unworthy of the energy spent on, and have them just throw in the towel. We had many methods. Supply depots were destroyed. Alien weaponry and computers were sabotaged. We stole everything we could get our grubby hands on, and it worked surprisingly well. That didn't mean we didn't suffer casualties, though. For each successful operation, 2 failed. Humans were killed in cold blood, even the ones not a part of the resistance. But all of that isn't what I'm here to talk about. This story is about my last operation. The last operation, but for our freedom. Worst case, we die. We found where the aliens had their HQ, and we realized that all we needed was one last push to topple their whole tower over. If we could take the HQ, they would be forced to retreat. The mission was a death sentence. No one on that squad expected to leave alive, but we had to make the sacrifice. It was a bright summer day, as me and my squad travelled to the AO in a 21st century truck. I think it was called a Jeep, but my memory is starting to fail me. Me and one of my squad mates, Paul, were in the front, having a meaningless conversation. Say, Paul, what made you decide to join this mission? If it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. Yeah, I came for the same reason. It was silent after that. I'm sure the rest of the squad in the back was chatting up a storm, but they were all in a cargo bed of sorts, so me and Paul couldn't hear them. Then we arrived at the base. It was large and imposing. We had to sneak into this large-ass tower with nothing but a fucking rifle. It wasn't even a pulse rifle. We were stuck with lead-loaded guns back then. Anyways, our plan was absolutely awful. Just look the part, put on this outfit, and pretend you belong. Worst case, you die. The outfit blocked any of our human bit, and we had faked IDs for entry. I'm surprised we got as far as we did before we got stopped. Something we did not have? Translators. We couldn't understand a word anyone said and just had to hope we could get to the internal power station without trouble. We made it to basement level 2, before we got shouted at in an unknown language. So anyways, I shot it. The sound of gunfire alerted the entire building to our presence, so we had to be quick. We just had to cross the building to get to the power, and blow it up. After all, they can't control anything without their headquarters. Paul got shot with plasma as we got into the power room. I had to leave him behind as we blew up the power system with a C4 charge. Don't give me that look. We were desperate for supplies. Anyways, where was I? Right. We blew up the power system, and the entire building shut off. We did our job. We did it. And it doesn't seem like a lot. Only one of us died. They just let us walk in and get 90% of the way there before anyone questioned us. Hell, if we had translators, we could have done the entire operation silently. But that was it. As the HQ lost power, the resistance struck everywhere they could. And just like we thought, it took only a day for the aliens to leave our planet behind. They left their gear as well. Humanity rebuilt. Instead of a bunch of independent countries, we were fully united. After a couple of months, we decided to salvage the HQ. We set up communications, and decided to say, "Hello world," and taunt the idiots who thought they could take over Earth. As it turns out, we beat the most powerful species in the galaxy. Yeah, I'm surprised as well. And so we fully went to space, and we made our presence known. You know the rest. Nowadays, us humans are considered the universe's peacekeepers. Whenever something bad happens, call the humans. Bah. Don't mind the ramblings of your great-grandfather, kiddo. It's time for you to go to bed anyways. Maybe I'll have your father tell you his time in the Peacekeepers tomorrow.